guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by and I hope you consider subscribing. I do videos just like this, usually every Friday, but I will throw them in there as soon as I can, usually right after an episode or something I watch or something I do. So today is a review video on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Today is going to be a non-spoiler review video, and then tomorrow I'm going to actually come out with a full spoiler review video of the entire series. I'm also kind of talking to someone right now about potentially going and recording with them to do a review video of the entire series. I think that sounds awesome. I would love to go record with someone else and actually kind of nerd out and geek out about Falcon and Winter Soldier and about Marvel properties in general. So I think that's a great opportunity, and I would love to kind of expand my YouTube circle more than just myself. So I would love to go do that. We'll see if it actually plans out, but that's what I'm in talks to do right now, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this non-spoiler review of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're going to start off by reviewing the final episode. The final episode, I think, kind of was a little anticlimactic, if I'm being 100% honest. I think that the way that they went about revealing things and the way that they went about just like capping everything off was in a way that was just enough. It was just enough to wrap up the story, just enough to kind of keep us guessing on what might happen next, but nothing super satisfying, at least not to me. There were no reveals there were no reveals in that final episode that made me go, oh crap, that's awesome. There were no reveals in that final episode that made me go, wow, I wonder what's going to happen next. Every reveal that happened in that final episode, every kind of bookend that happened in that final episode, I was like, makes sense. Saw that coming. Okay, let's see what happens. So I think that final episode could have been a lot better. I think it was strong. Don't get me wrong, but I just think that I'm expecting more from Marvel at this point. I'm kind of expecting that excitement at the end of an episode or at the end of a series that's gonna kind of lead into what I'm assuming is gonna lead into kind of Captain America 4, which has now been confirmed. Captain America 4 is now confirmed with Anthony Mackie leading that movie as Captain America. I don't think that's a spoiler. If you think that's a spoiler, you're obviously not paying attention. He was pretty obviously set up to become Captain America even at the end of Endgame, so not very much a spoiler at all. But yeah, so he definitely does become Captain America in this episode, and you see him in a full Captain America getup, and even that, I think, to me, was a little bit disappointing. It was very comic book accurate. This is the only spoiler I'm going to have in here is how exactly the costume looks. So if you guys don't want to see that and you want to wait to see it in the actual show, skip forward about a minute just to be 100% safe. All right, so boom, that's what it looks like. Only got a minute to talk about it. I think that it is super, super dope, but I think it looks kind of goofy. I think all the Cap outfits have looked very cool, but I think this one has a little bit too much white. I think the face cutout is a little bit big, kind of makes him look kind of chubby in my opinion. I think that the face cutout should be more like a Batman face cutout, I would say. More like that cowl. So maybe just the chin. So maybe just here. So you only see this part of his face. But yeah, going on from that, I do think that the costume was all right. Like I said, there were some moments in that where, for example, he's flying and he comes down and you see Captain America coming down flying, and it's like, holy crap, like that's some cool fucking imagery. That's really cool imagery. Or some scenes where you'll see the shield in between his Falcon wings, and you're like, that's cool imagery. So there are some really cool things that happen in this episode. Don't get me wrong. Some very cool things that happen with Sam in general, just his evolution into this Captain America mantle, and also seeing what he's been working on, what he's been working so hard at, to kind of, I wouldn't say master that vibranium shield, but at least get a good handle on it. I think in the Captain America movie, we will see him probably master throwing that shield and combat with that shield, and also using his wings, and we'll see him master doing both of those things at the same time. But I think this show showed us that he is very capable of being Captain America, very capable of using that shield and his wings at the same time, and kind of not relying on one more than the other, but having an equal balance of both. So I think that it's going to be really cool to see how that evolves, as he presumably will just get better with the shield and better with using the shield in tandem with his wings and everything like that. So I think seeing the evolution of Sam Wilson's Captain America will be really, really cool, especially in his own dedicated movie. But going back to this, I think beyond just Sam and beyond just Captain America, I think that this episode did a great job at wrapping up U.S. agents' kind of story progression and story arc. I think that by the end of it, you really see that he's going to be a role in the MCU going forward. Kind of seeing that build up is really nice, giving that backstory, setting the groundwork for something more. That's pretty much what this show was. I do think that this show did underserve my favorite character in the show, who is not Sam, and is not John Walker, and is not anybody else. It's definitely not Carly Morgenthau, but my favorite character in the show is Bucky Barnes. He is also my favorite character in most of the Cap movies as well. So that's just kind of how it goes for me. I think Sebastian Stan's a great actor. I love Chris Evans as well, but I think Sebastian Stan steals the show when he's in a movie, or in a show. And I want to see his character get more. I just think that he deserves so much more as his character. I don't think he deserves to still be going by the mantle of Winter Soldier. I think he deserves to put that behind him and go by the mantle of White Wolf. And I think he deserves the chance to kind of start over and have this superhero identity that's not tied to his awful background and his killing and his assassinations and brainwashing and all that stuff that he has clearly left behind. Basically say that I think he deserves to leave that name behind, and I think he deserves to go by this new name of the White Wolf and not have to constantly think about all the wrongdoing that he's done every time someone refers to him as the Winter Soldier. So that's just what I think. I think it'd even be better if he just went by Bucky, to be completely honest. But I'm glad that we got to see Sam and Bucky's relationship thrive. I'm very happy that we have a future for Captain America without Steve Rogers and without Chris Evans. Happy to see that shield is still going to be around. Most likely that Iron Man armor is still going to be around as well. So cool to see that that like imagery is still going to be in the MCU at least, even if it's not tied to Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans anymore, which is kind of cool. It's nice that they can kind of live on through something that they helped bring to the forefront of so many people's minds. So that's nice. Anyway, kind of going off of that, I'm going to wrap this video up by just giving my final thoughts and impressions. So, finally, I would give it about, I think I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10 for that final episode. For the series as a whole, I would definitely give it about an 8 out of 10. I do think that kind of cutting out that virus subplot did not do this show any justice at all and did not do it any favors. I think that the pacing, at least when it comes to anything that had to do with the Flag Smashers, was crazy different from the pacing of everything else in the show. So I really did not like the Flag Smashers as a group. I did not like the Flag Smashers in this show at all, and they were the main villains. So if you don't like the main villains, you kind of don't like half of the show. So with that being said, I did love everything else about it. I loved the relationship that we got to see between Sam and Bucky. I loved Sam's growth. I loved Bucky's growth. I loved Sam exploring what it means to be a black man holding the Stars and Stripes. And I honestly, I just really appreciated the time that this show took out to think about what it would actually mean to be a black man in America holding the Stars and Stripes and representing America and what it means to be American. That's all I'm going to say about that. But going off of just the show and the story of the Flag Smashers versus Sam and Bucky, and the relationship of Sam and Bucky, and the personal growth of Sam and Bucky individually, I would give it an 8 out of 10. If it was just a show about Sam and Bucky, literally just a show about their relationship, just a show about Sam like growing into Captain America, like take that training montage of him and make it a whole episode. Take that scene of Bucky making amends with people and make that 2 whole episodes. If it was just that stuff, I think I'd give it a 9 out of 10, to be completely honest. Just because I think the actors behind both, I think Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie both crush it in these roles. They're veterans playing these characters, so they definitely know kind of how to react to things and how to take their characters and run with it. So I think that if they had more of them on screen and just them being them, I think I would have liked the show a little bit more, to be honest. So it is what it is, though. I give it an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let me know if you guys think it was too political. Let me know if you guys think it wasn't political enough. Let me know if you think that the story behind Sam becoming Captain America sucked. Let me know if you loved Sam's costume. Let me know it all. Drop it down in the comments below, and I will do my best to reply to every one of you. All right. Love you. Peace out. Stay safe. Keep each other safe. All right. Bye.